guys, old place here. So making this video about stuck valve adjusters. This is on the International, the S160. I started to adjust the valves, never adjusted them before since I've owned it because I just haven't driven it that much. Anyway, I went to go adjust them and these things are seized. I mean, you just can't get them out. I was able to get number one loosened up, but I about destroyed the adjuster doing it. And then on 5, which was the next one I was doing, I actually broke one. Not sure if you can see that, but it actually split it in half. I was using a, the impact driver to try to get these. That's what I ended up using on these on number 1 to get them to spin. But it's basically what happens when you put your screwdriver in the tip and put enough pressure, it actually splits on the valve adjuster. So anyway, I had this broken adjuster, and I was like, well, how in the world am I going to do this, and how am I going to adjust the rest? So I devised this. I'm sure probably a lot of you have already thought of this. So what I ended up using was a coupling nut with a bolt, and I'll show you how I use it here in a second. And this is 3/8 24. It's fine thread. I had to get these from Farmall. Nobody else had them. You can get coupling nuts a lot of places, but from around here, the only place that carried them was Farmall. So anyhow, I just wanted to show you how to use that in case any of you are dealing with a stuck valve adjuster. Let me get that thing off of there. Now, I will also say, like if you're doing a restoration, it does still deform the top of the adjusters, depending upon how badly they're stuck. Let me check this first. If this is not stuck, there's no point in... no, it's not moving. Okay, so that's the way all these have been. I mean, like I said, even with an impact driver, would not touch them. All it did was split the end apart. Now, like I said, I'll show you exactly how this goes. I threaded on. I'm sure you guys already see where I'm kind of going with this. You got to leave a few threads down at the bottom for obvious reasons. You don't want to. You want to give yourself enough room so as you tighten it, you still have threads yet to go. Adjustable bolt grounder here. My friends use that. It always cracks me up. But I don't have an open-end wrench that's the right size on hand, so I'm just using this because it's convenient. At least it's a little warmer today. It's been really, really cold here the past couple weeks. Not unseasonably cold, just cold. Cold enough you don't want to work on anything. And my barn is not heated. Although I could put a space heater, I suppose. But anyhow, so that's all you do. You thread it down. Make sure you got a few threads left. I'd probably do 3 or 4 threads. And then you just hold it and tighten the top down. Get it nice and tight. And then just run it down. You're going to see that's actually a lot of force I put on that. Probably could have put a torque wrench to see exactly how much it's taking to break it loose, but it'll pop when it finally releases. Oh my goodness, wow. That's not good. Oh, there it went. Oh my goodness, wow, that's probably the tightest one that I've had to deal with it yet. I probably really mashed the top of this thing too. So that's what I was saying, like if you are restoring, it is going to damage the tops of these. So, but not so much that you can't use them, or at least, I don't know. Let's pull the top off. Oh my goodness. Ow. That one's exceptionally tight. Wow, I can't even get that thing back off of there now. Let's see here. Hopefully I don't break the wrench. Wow, that's impressive. I may have really damaged this one. Also, if you are looking for, if you have a damaged valve adjuster, something I discovered, which again, probably most of you already know, is they use these same valve adjusters on everything. You can buy them. You can still buy them. They're about $27 a piece. What I did is I just ran down to the local tractor yard and bought a whole lifter off of Farmall A, which uses the same adjuster. So I had to fix number 5 where I split it in half. I just used the adjuster on here and then put it in there. It's the exact same adjuster. So, and I was able to get it the same day rather than waiting, several days for one. But anyhow, so if you need one, something to keep in mind, you can probably get them locally if you have a local tractor yard. But anyhow, so let's see if this thing actually got off of there. Also, if you do need to replace them, I'll explain that here in a second. Let's take a look at the end of this adjuster and see what it looks like. I may have destroyed it. No, it's still looks like it's still serviceable. But if you can see that, it mushrooms the head down because there's some like definition in there. But you saw how much force that took. And I heated these things too until they were smoking. So it wasn't like I tried a few different things. Penetrating oil, heat, lots of heat. I mean, they were, when I say smoking, I mean it was smoking. Yeah, see a little bit. It kind of deformed into the tip there, but let's see if I can get it to move with a screwdriver now. Well, yeah, I can. Yay. Not ideal. It's still gonna have to be worked loose. Dang God, that is impressively stuck. Like I said, the motor's running. Heated the motor up and the whole 9 yards. And I said I put a torch on this thing until it was just smoking hot and didn't make a bit of a difference to it. So anyway, so as you can see, it does mar the top of the adjuster, but it moved it, and you saw how much force that took. That thing wasn't coming off for anything less, But if you run into that problem, that is a way to deal with it. And also, if you have to replace an adjuster, rather than removing the rocker rail, what you can do, this is your adjuster, if you back it all, so if you go counterclockwise, go all the way up with your adjuster, you can pull, because these are springs right here, it'll slide on the rocker shaft. You can pull this whole rocker over, pull your push rod, and then you can screw your adjuster all the way down until it comes out. Make sure you put something over your lifter hole, because you don't want to have to fish that out, your lifter passage. And then anyway, so after you get it out, put your new one in, thread it back up all the way, slide it back over, drop your push rod back in place, and then you can move your lifter back over, slide it over the top, and then adjust it back down if you have to. But daggone, yeah, this, I don't know what caused it. There's a little flash resting on number 1, but number 1 I got loose. And that's right underneath the oil fill cap. So, possibly just introduction of moisture over time. Maybe this truck sat for a long time. I don't know. But I know my friend I got this from, I don't think he ever adjusted the valves. I think I asked him that once. But yeah, these things are unreal. I don't know what's causing it. Like I said, penetrating oil, heat, nothing would touch it. So there's something seized in here. And these should not be press fits. Like some of the Ford tractors, early Ford tractors, from what I have read, I don't know, they use almost like a pinch fit rocker, and there is no retaining that at the top. But this is something else. Yeah, as you can see, as much force as I had to put on that to get that thing out, there was no. The screwdriver again. If I had used an impact, the handheld impact driver, it just would have split it in half. So anyhow, if you got to deal with that, that's how I did it. And maybe that's how some of you out there, that's how you've always done it. And I'm just just new to the game, I guess, or late to the party, however you want to say it. But that's a possibility. Like I said, a lot of these parts are still available. When you get into rings and stuff like that, it gets a little more challenging. But I'm going to start working on this thing a lot more. Get it where I'm going to use it to haul a lot more. Also, in case any of you run into it, I don't know what in the world. I'd always thought this, this is a crankcase breather. It goes on the top. And I thought it just funneled out to the ground. Anyway, so I've been messing with brakes a bit more. The brakes work, but I wanted to, just double check on the system, and because I've had it for a few years, I just want to make sure everything is tip-top shape. And I traced this down, and it goes into the Bendix. Well, I learned about the Bendix. There's one part of it, the Bendix, it's a hydrovac, Bendix hydrovac, I should say that. Part of it is vented to atmosphere. And this hose goes to the input hose in the Bendix hydrovac. And of course, this is, gets blow by off the engine. So it's dumping oil in there, and that rubber boot that's inside of the hydrovac unit is apparently very sensitive to oil. So I don't even know what I'm going to find when I open that up. It's pretty crusty. I'm going to clean it up and just service it, do a good servicing. I'm losing brake fluid somewhere. Possible it could be pulling it, with the damage. It could possibly be pulling it into the intake. I don't know, but anyhow, that's kind of next on the block, dealing with that, just making sure all my brakes are solid. Wherever this leak is at, that I will find it and repair it. I'm replacing all the lines, and which actually some of them aren't even that old, but replacing them for posterity's sake. But anyhow, that's it. Hopefully that's helpful to somebody. All right, you guys take care.